before I change out of my outfit, I just wanted to show you all this inspired by Simba Fit. I obviously this is his mane, and then this is his fur, and then I did a little bit of some orange here on my eye, and then a little bit of green, which I don't really think you can see that well, but I did it. I wanted to dress up. We have our Spirit Week this week, and one of the days is Disney, so I dressed up for Disney today. I do have this belt on, and it's like I thought it kind of brought in the animal aspect of it. So yeah, that is what is going on in my work week this week. I do have a very busy week as well. I am trying to close out 3 cases, and I also received 3 cases. So it's like a lot of paperwork. It's the end of the month, so support plans are due. So obviously that you're watching this later, but wish me luck. Wish me luck for my past self. Thank you. All right, so I am in my car. I just kind of didn't necessarily want to keep recording where I was, but I just want to touch base about how work is going. Definitely learning a lot. I don't know if I actually recorded this, but I'm a registered clinical social work intern officially. So I'm starting my clinical hours of documented time, and just really learning as much as I can. I've been trying to adjust. So essentially what we're working on with the caregivers is almost the same, some sort of the same thing, maybe a behavioral issue, trying to get stability, making sure they have funding in place, resources in place. We do what we can to provide information about nurturing parenting, which is a curriculum, and help them understand the court system, the dependency system. So those are 4 areas that I usually always hit or try to hit with caregivers. So I tried to create a treatment plan to kind of help myself prepare for the busy days, like when I can't necessarily prepare for, like, I don't have the time, like an hour time for to prepare for. So yes, so I'm working on developing that more and more as I learn more. It's a process, but I am definitely excited, even on those days where I feel a little overwhelmed or just less confident. Supervision does help. So one of the things that my supervisor let me know is just like, you're holding space for them to talk, and you're holding space to be an active listener, especially when maybe they don't have that sounding board, they don't have someone to communicate with who gets it. Because it's one thing to talk to family and friends, even as a social worker. It's one thing to talk to family and friends, but it's another thing to talk to your coworkers, somebody who gets it, who understands what dependency means, what court and judicial processes mean. So just reminding myself of that, even if I don't always have a plan available, and different therapeutic tools to pull from each session. Just reminding myself, allowing them the space and opportunity to speak and be heard, and to process and validate their frustrations, because a lot of times it is frustrations or being overwhelmed or just needing to understand. So I just remind myself of that when I don't feel as confident. But I am learning a lot, and I'm going to continue learning a lot. It's something that I'm very passionate about. So it helps to have the Spirit Week, to have that bit of fun during work, and that time to talk with my coworkers and just do something a little bit different. So that's why I was like, I gotta record this, because I was also excited about the outfit. Lion King is one of my favorites for sure, and so yeah, I had to check in with you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for whatever time you are watching this video. Welcome back to my channel. I did not introduce you properly to the video, even though you are already seeing some clips from this week. So today I have a very busy day, but I thought I decided to film, I don't know why. But of course, just to take you all along with me so you can see just how my week is going. And as a case manager, I will always be on the run anyways, always trying to find time to eat. And today is just one of those days. I don't know when I'm getting lunch in. I really have to think about that because I'm gonna be going. So right now I'm squeezing in some breakfast before my next meeting. I already had one. This next one that I'm going on is actually for a new case. I haven't even met the caregiver, so I was trying to just introduce myself on this meeting. And then I'm going to be out in the field today, and I have a couple virtual visits today, so I'm just going to be running. So if you have not already eaten, if you're watching this video in the middle of your workday while you're running around, or listening to it while you're running around, make sure that you're eating something, please, okay? And so yeah, I'll check in with you guys a little bit later today. I had a couple of things kind of shift around on me. One of my meetings got rescheduled. Another one was pretty quick. So I'm trying to, I'm waiting on my other meeting to start now. So of course I was popping in. I had my closure. It was in public. That was like my first one, not at home. So it was a little different, but an area of improvement for me is definitely figuring out how to communicate differently, vocalize more of the work that my caregivers have done. That's something that I would like to improve on, is making sure that I am, giving them the props and their praises and highlighting the work that they have done. Kind of maybe now as I'm talking, I'm like brainstorming in my head too at the same time, like, okay, well, maybe if we go over each point, because we do go over the transition plan anyways, so if we go over each area, I can just say, hey, when we first started, this is how, this is what you thought, but now I feel like you have a good understanding of the system, blah blah blah. That's just an example. So yeah, I did eat lunch. I kind of had a little bit of time in between my last meeting, so I had fish and rice and a salad. I am actually starting a fitness challenge with my cousin. This will be our third round of it, and the second round I wasn't as motivated at all, like I had 15 out of the 30 days were not hitting the goal. So this one I'm preparing to like go at it and really try to focus and do what I gotta do as far as fitness goes, and getting my movement in, eating healthier, and trying to lose weight. That is a goal of 2024 for me, is to lose 15 pounds. So yeah, we're doing it. So this day actually turned out to be not as busy as I anticipated. I had two of my clients, they weren't able to do the home visit at our scheduled time today, so I have to get with them about rescheduling. And in those moments, you just take your time, readjust, get some other work done when you have cancellations. I think I'm about to take a shower and try and get into some comfy clothes, because even though this is what I have on is pretty loose, it's just uncomfortable to sit on the couch. I'm trying to relax and like transition into nighttime. I do have some personal things that I want to take care of tonight, so even though I'm going to be working after I get out of the shower, I'm not going to dedicate my whole night to catching up on paperwork and stuff. What I'm seeing now, I don't know if it's, because it's after the pandemic or what have you, but a lot of families are needing assistance with finances. And it has put me in the mindset of just trying to figure out what can I do, what's within my willpower to help these families. That's been on my mind for the last couple of weeks, honestly. So we'll see what that has to hold in store for me. Like I said, I'm pretty much done with I am done with all my client contact for the night. Right now, it's just paperwork, research, getting my notes up to dated, and, have TV in the background, kind of have some form of me time and, time to myself. That's what this is about at the end of the night. Just time to myself so I can just process, recover from the day, essentially. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure, this might be your notice, your ding ding, like, hey, in about 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, you should go ahead and cut the work off and do something that you enjoy, do something that you love, and take care of yourself, okay? So, tomorrow I have supervision and an intake and appointment and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna film, but if I do, you guys will be the first to know. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am obviously in some regular clothing right now, even though today is Friday. So one of the things that is really nice about the case management field, social services, at least in my experience, is that it does offer a lot of flexibility when it comes to rearranging your schedule. As a case manager is outside of like court, permanency staffings, like department meetings, I was able to set my own schedule. I mean, obviously within the confines of my caregivers, parents, availability, things like that. But, I had the option of what times to offer them. If you can hear my dog, he's currently in here just panting away. We're in the car. So, I was only going to do around 3 hours today, which I'm still going to do. But I was going to do it in the morning, but now I'll do it in the afternoon or evening because I'm taking this guy. Say hi, Mimi. Say hello. To the vet. He started limping last night, so I just wanted to obviously get him seen as a priority, and then I could do my notes and everything else this afternoon. So flexibility is one of the selling points for this career. Like, obviously there's a lot of trade-offs, there could be a lot of cons, but the flexibility for sure. I think it's also too about making it a priority because Wednesday, I did have a appointment, a medical appointment, and I scheduled it in the morning. And, so it's just about putting it on the schedule. Like, you have the flexibility a lot of the times. It's just about, making your schedule work for you, and not being afraid to schedule anything. Like, there's no reason for you to not have gone to your physical exam for the year because you're working so much. Like, no, you have the flexibility, figure it out in your schedule. It's okay, especially if you're starting out. Like, sometimes it's just like, okay, I'm gonna go. But you just have to make that time. You have to make yourself a priority. You have to make your life a priority as well in the midst of, serving others. So don't be afraid to do that, okay? So overall, this week has been pretty okay. I was supposed to open 3 new clients, but that didn't end up happening. I only opened 1. So I'm hoping next week that I can catch up with the 2 cases that I wasn't able to meet up with this week. All right, so I will catch you all in the next vlog. Of course, as always, let me know if you have any comments, questions, or critiques, and put those in the comment section. Okay, have a good day. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.